Good morning, my friends. Well, once again, I'm on an iPad, and the way the lights figured around here, I got to put my glasses on because otherwise I'm going to be looking like this and not looking at you really. So, happy Thanksgiving to all my friends, people that I know, subscribers. I lost one, but I don't think anybody ever really unsubscribes. I think that the algorithms of people not coming to people's channels is what makes it happen. So there it is. Anyway, happy Thanksgiving to you, all my friends out there. I'm here by myself because I chose not to go to this event because there's just a lot of people there. Our dog needs someone to be here with them. And so I basically decided to stay home, and maybe next year I'll imbibe in that. Personally, I'm not doing horrible. My situation is the same. It gets better, but it never goes away. So more than likely, I'm probably going to get stuck on blood thinners for the rest of my life, and I got to be really careful because I don't want to cut myself or anything like that or fall. So I have to be careful what I do. So I'm sitting here watching football because that's, I like football itself, and this game is a runaway. Green Bay's beating Detroit 20-6. And I think Green Bay got the ball back and they're ready to score again, so I'm not really watching it too much. I wanted to get into a couple of things here because this is kind of interesting to me. So if you guys want to find out real news about what's going on over in the Middle East right now, there's like 3 different channels here that I would tell you to watch. One is Canadian Prepper, one's and New York Prepper, or NY Prepper, or whatever you want to call him. And then you got Pastor Paul. There's things in his channel, though, that I skip through because sometimes those ads and infomercials get kind of old, so I'm not as much into that as some are. I kind of skip the first couple of minutes. And then you got another one. Now, this is a very great channel. Its premise is really good. Unfortunately, the way the channel is run, which is okay because it's not mine, really hinders that channel. And it's called Agenda Free TV. Now, Steve is a really good person, but some of the rules, which are okay because it's your channel and you're allowed to run things the way you want, but you're not really giving anybody the freedom to say what they want. And in today's world, that all caps, meaning yelling, nobody even cares about it anymore. And everything is kind of anti-Semite no matter what you say. So really, all you can do is go sit there and watch. Same screenshot all day, but you do get updates. So we're going away from that to something else that I found. Well, I know that was already there, but I decided to go. And so the dreaded TT, that's really kind of a platform for, I'm not saying it's really for younger generation people, but a lot of it is, and whatever. So I put in Israel in the search bar and came up with a lot of videos that are really happening over there while they're happening. And it just shows you the difference in the way that people are compared to how they used to be. So right when that concert got interrupted, you see this group of younger people run towards this car and get behind it. There's another guy standing there with this filming. The girl sitting behind the car smiling at the phone. While this barrage of stuff is coming in. I'm like, you're smiling at the camera when this is like a big old thing that can threaten all of you? You're smiling at the camera? Are you serious? Then, and I just deleted this comment and blocked the person for this. Now, this just shows you how people are when they don't have. And I'm not saying this in a bad manner. But say, I'm trying to think what I could say to you. Okay, so we'll do something like this. So we're coming in and we're going to give you some of these, right? Because you guys haven't eaten in forever, or you haven't had water in forever, and so we're going to bring that to you. Now I understand, because if you haven't had for quite a while, you're going to want, yes, that's nature, that's human nature, but you would think that when this truck rolled in and had all this water, that you would just line up, here's your case, here's your case, here's your case, here's your case. Nope. Guys grabbing 3 and 4 cases and not thinking of the other guy, and oh, I gotta get it and have all mine. So I said, nothing like lining up in an orderly fashion. Let's hoard all the water. Well, these people haven't had any water in 40 days. Okay, fine. I understand that. But it's okay for you to take 6 cases of water and this one family gets nothing. That's fine. You should have seen the comments I got. Are you serious? What kind of person are you? And I'm thinking, so I have 2 bottles of water, and you're there and you need water. So am I going to be a humanitarian and give you one of my bottles of water? Or am I going to go, no, these are mine, you can't have them? See? That's the same thing. But I deleted the comments and blocked the person because that's how it is. I'm also going to go on this because I don't post on FB or Instagram or TT or any of that my feelings about any of the stuff that's going on. Okay? Here's a little different because it's a different platform. First and foremost, before you bash a certain country for what's going on right now, think about the other country. I just watched a big old video of this with DJ Vlad, and they were showing people that were Christians that had lived in the Middle East that moved out, and for reasons you can find in the video. And people here that have grown up in this country that don't know anything of it over there really have nothing to say. I have had friends that have been I've been in the military. I have friends that have been in the military that have been over there, told me the things that they're saying right now and are happening are true. Okay? So, yes, this group does use hospitals and schools and all of that, feeling that the other side won't go after them if all their weapons and everything else are stored there. So an American soldier goes into a school and films, kind of with his phone or the camera that they got on their helmet. It shows all these munitions in this school. Huh. It's not AI. It's not fake. There it is. So, should they be allowed to evacuate? Sure. Yeah. I think that's going to happen Friday. All right. I think that is 2 days from now. I lose my time because I sit at home a lot. But anyway, so it got moved to that day. But I'm going to say this. It wasn't actually a certain person that they keep talking about that did it. It was a certain group that got this to happen. Okay. Now we're going to get off of that. And we're going to go into the last part of this video. One side can say whatever they want to say. We're going to get all this and we're never going to give it back and it's going to be ours, and there it is. Biblically, no. Biblically, no. There's talk of two-state solution. It's going to come down to the end of the day where, no, you're not going to decide what you're going to do. you're going to be told by the UN or NATO or whoever it is what you're going to do. And so, now I'm not good on dates, so I don't want to throw them out there and be wrong. Excuse me. But the Golan Heights is a strategic point in all of this. I'm not going to name dates and stuff because I don't really remember it all. But suffice it to say that today it is owned by Israel. Strategic point, could do it like this. So here it is. There's the Golan Heights. And this down here is the ground. Now when I sit up here, I can see for a few miles, many miles, as you try to traipse up my mountain to get up here. So it's a great visual point. Okay. When this two-state solution happens, this is going to go back to where it was from, which is Syria, because the borders are going to change. So no, this country isn't going to keep that stuff forever. No. Then they're going to pen, I don't have the right thing here, they're going to pen this treaty. Doesn't necessarily mean the guy sitting there penning it is the guy, but whoever is behind the penning of the treaty is the guy you've all been waiting for. Any religion, no matter what it is, that decides because you aren't part of their religion that you should maybe not exist anymore is not my kind of religion. If it demeans women and they have no rights, that's not a good religion. You see what I'm saying? So when you watch all the protesting going on, over here, it's everybody. Men, women, younger kids, like high school, whatever, and up. Oh, over there, it's all men. Why? Because the women don't have rights there. They're not allowed to do all that. And if they did, well, I'm not sure what would go down. So, it just shows you, like people told me, that you can't say what you want to say. Because anymore, freedom of speech is already gone. Certain texts, I tried to send somebody something, I tried to share a news story to someone, it wouldn't send it. It said it was unshareable. There are ways around that, but I couldn't do it straight the way I wanted to. I wasn't allowed. This big thing over here, like I'm watching the game on, that news is nothing compared to this, the internet, YouTube, some Insta, some TT, especially TT, you got a lot of stuff on there. And I watched a lot of that, and I was very sad that man has stooped to the levels that we have. So, man is his own worst enemy. And unfortunately, a lot of innocent people have things happen. It does suck. I believe that the world should be freedom of everything, whatever you want to do, as long as it doesn't infringe on anybody else. And as long as you know what I mean, or whatever, fine. But that's not how that is. So we're going to get a little other leg of this. I got a couple things I wanted to talk about. So I was watching a thing on Canadian Prepper. Canadian Prepper, they talked about an EMP. Well, this area right here would be a great place to have one. Biggest tech in all of the world. Google, FB, Insta, Meta, and all these high-tech companies. Take them out with an EMP, couple years, economy blows.
Motion detected at the front.
So, and it wouldn't come right back up in 6 months. It would take a while. It could be years. That's going to affect people in hospitals and everything else. So, having a better day than usual this way. But anyway, I learned my lesson. I really don't put my view out there on any of these other platforms because you're not allowed to have it. This was the third thing that I wanted to go on. So if you want to say Mark of the Beast, I probably have already done it. And this is digital imprinting, which has already happened for me, being that I had to file a claim on my thing with an insurance company and go through the company here that deals with that. I had to go on and use E-Verify. What did it do? Scanned all my information and me, and now I'm in a database. You may not ever need this. It's accepting all the digital stuff that's going on. Except that I do know that cell phone towers are made for RFID too. So, but E-Verify is another step. So, I've done that. But it's very interesting. Go on there, on that dreaded TT, and put in the word Israel, and watch the videos. You got to watch out because there's date stamps. And some of them are old. Some of them are for last year, but a lot of them are current. And you can kind of tell if somebody's trying to pull an AI stunt. Because there was this one where it showed this submarine in the water, and all of a sudden these missiles came off it, and they looked kind of fake. Well, it was. It was AI. If you got a good eye, you can usually tell. So, and anyway. To end this video, I'm going to end this video with what I ended my last video with. I was finally able to do a video at home because there's no one here, just me and the dog. But I learned, and people don't understand what it's like to live a life that's like that because it makes you feel insignificant to even your family. And I realized that in my whole scope of life, I've only had some people who cared about me. My mother, my girlfriend, some people I had whatever at the time, and they cared. But in reality, not so much. Again, like I said on Facebook, well, I said it, but on there, you know, I don't judge you by your liking my stuff or this or that. But I know when people are on there. I mean, it's easy to know. And, you know, when you post something about you that's kind of a life-changing event, having people say, oh, wow, man, I really hope you get better or this or that is kind of cool. Well, I only had about 8 people that even looked at it. Algorithms could stop that. I understand that. But also, I'm just seen as a dumb person to a lot of people. So, it's something I had to come to grips with and realize that, you know what? It is what it is. And I consider myself a fairly good person. I've done a lot of things for people that I didn't even know. Not because I want it, not because I felt it would make me better in the scope, just because I wanted to do it. Like I just said with the water. If I had 2 waters and you're sitting there and You haven't had any water in a week. Am I going to, oh no, you can't have my water. This is mine. Or am I going to give you my water? Well, here you go. Well, those guys in that video were hoarding water. Just like 2020 when people were hoarding toilet paper and doing all that. Me. Or I could sell it for a lot. Humanitarianism is really gone. It really is. But I learned a lot through that dumb video. So I went back, deleted my comments, blocked that person. You're really serious. And it shows you how people are so, I don't know how you say it, but how they're programmed to society differently. Because who's going to be having all this barrage of stuff coming in at him, go behind a car and smile at the guy filming him? You're serious? And then there was another person laying on the ground smiling too. So I'm having all this stuff coming in at me and I'm going to be smiling? I don't think so. So anyway, I gave you the websites or actual channels here that I subscribe to. A lot of it's changed. And I'm not ready to disappear. But I'll go into this little tidbit at the end, pretty much the end of this video. So probably 3 years ago, I got back into training, and I was getting back to where I was getting fairly decent size for an older guy. But now I've had so many complications, I really can't do any of it. But anyway, I started this channel out as that. It was a workout channel for older people who wanted to get back in shape. It wasn't taking off. I was like, well, okay, I'm either just going to quit, or hey, maybe I can get back into the same old thing. But I made sure to research and make sure that a lot of this stuff was happening and not just jump back in and start over again. And I had a lot of people, oh God, you again? I will tell you this, too, because I'm sure there's a couple people out there that are old followers of mine from a long time ago, and I've told each and every one of you there was never anything ill meant by whatever happened. I'm also not the person that some people said I was. That was proven to be wrong. But I made a mistake. I moved to a different state, and because I was wearing the wrong football gear in the wrong place, that's why I now have this tooth. Somebody who took a sport to another level and was chicken enough to hit me from behind. And was 30 years younger than me. Well, I moved up there with the best intentions. Too bad that wasn't reciprocated. Oh, I was accused of this, accused of that. Didn't even have a car, couldn't get anywhere, didn't have a car. I couldn't drive all over. It's like, no, that didn't happen. So, that's on you, not me. I moved up there with the best intentions. Didn't happen. And pretty much found happiness in my own backyard after all that traversing the United States. Anyway, the problem is you're never going to win arguments or comments or any of that with people today because they all have different stances, and like I'm saying, people here are so crazy they don't even know what the heck's going on over there. They don't. Yet, oh my God. Let's say this. What happened during World War II? Didn't they say watch out for it could happen again? And history repeats itself? And I'm going to tell you this again for about the 15th time that I've told people. So back in the early, well, let's say late 80s, I think, or early 90s, back when MTV was different, and really just showed videos and didn't have any kind of nothing on there was this little commercial. It shows a New York subway. People are getting on it. All of a sudden it flashes, woo, black and white. And they're in World War II Germany, and they're forcing these guys on the trains. Then, next time again, they show the train, and people are sitting there. Woo, to black and white. And here comes the guys, the army guys, onto the train. They're taking these guys away. And at the end of that video, it says, think that can't happen again? They showed it about once or twice. That was it. Guess what? History repeats itself. It does. But I'll tell you this. Like I said, I'm not the biggest biblical person, but everything in Revelations that's been talked about is happening right now. I can't give you the exact verse, but the whole treaty and this and that is in there. And after that happens, the bad guy takes over. What's his rule? 3.5 years. Or its system. And then that treaty is broken, and who knows who breaks it, and that's when it really happens. So, Mike from around the world lost me because I'm sitting there watching his Thursday night thing, and the next thing you know, he's throwing dates out there that are way up in the future, and I'm thinking, and you're saying there'll be this many billion people? I thought by then something humongous was going to go down and there wouldn't be hardly anybody here. So I was like, okay. And Gil hasn't been mentioning a lot about the comet or this or that, so no one knows. But anyway, I guess I'm going to end this video. It's kind of long-winded and all that, but I had the time to do it. I decided I would. I've been all over the map, but just say, freedom of speech is pretty much gone. You say the wrong thing, you're going to get banned, reported, something's going to happen. That's how it is. All these people, especially that person that commented to me that was young, probably just about 21, thinking they know the world, you need to go sit down and take a chill pill. So anyway, friends, peace. I'll be seeing you guys hang in there. Lots are going to happen. Happy Thanksgiving.